Alright guys, and welcome to the tutorial for a 1x2 flush hidden door that pops up from the ground, so you're able to make it so it all fits in a 1 block wide area. To be able to get a better view of this, let's get these out of the way. It's nice and simple. It is about 10 blocks wide and 14 blocks long and 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks deep. Doesn't have a huge footprint. This here is the longest section, and it's honestly fairly well timed. Honestly, just look at how quickly it pops up and it gets out of your way almost just as quick. So it's nice and simple to build this. It doesn't take many resources. Honestly, on a scale 1 to 10 resource wise, this is a 1. The hardest thing is 5 slime balls and 5 iron ore. Everything else is just redstone, a few sticks, and some stone. That's all it takes to be able to build this thing. It's very, very easy. Next is the practicality of it. It's extremely useful. If you're playing in a survival multiplayer world, this right here helps you hide that back room that you don't want your people on your fellow server to be able to find. But if you're playing in a single player world, your other option for a 1x2 door is almost always going to be 3 blocks thick, because you need it to be able to come up from one of the sides. So let me show you real quick what a traditional 1x2 door is. All you need is sticky pistons and a couple blocks. And yes, it is a much more cheaper alternative, but the only issue is that you don't have a ton of options with it. So pop that here, put that there, ta-da, there's your door. But you have to have this, and this is a door shape. It's very obvious of what it is. To be able to have it flat like this one is, provides you a lot more versatility. So for its usefulness, I would honestly give it at least an 8 out of 10. This, guys, is going to be very easy to build. If you've seen my other tutorials, there is nothing new here other than this blue circuit, which honestly isn't that difficult to build. Everything else here is very simple, including some falling edge monostable circuits, some rising edge monostable circuits, and a pulse extender, which even if you don't know anything I just said, don't worry, it'll be very easy to build. Honestly, the easiness scale is a 3 out of 10. It's very easy. And I'll catch you guys back when you're ready for the tutorial. All right? Alright guys, and I want you to start this off with 2 sticky pistons facing upward, 2 blocks, and a sticky piston facing this way. These are your blocks in the wall, and every piston in this design is a sticky piston. So I want you to take 2 blocks going out here, bring one off to the side. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can break this block over here. Now, the third block in this line right here, the very middle here, I want you to break that, put a sticky piston facing upward with a block on its face. Put your lever here. This is our input block. You can bring the input anywhere you want when we're done, but for now, leave it right there. Then we're going to put in 4 repeaters here in a pattern just like this. And then we're going to fill in all of these with redstone. Don't bother putting it on here. Then this is on full delay, and this is on 3 ticks. And what this will do is it'll have this piston pulse once and push out its block, and then it'll push up again to be in contact with it. But it needs to have that break in between so we can slide this block over so it can get the 2 high. So just like that. And once you get there, we're able to move on with the magenta circuit. All right, now that we have the blue circuit in, we're going to just bring this right on over here. 2 blocks, bring it down by 1. 1 over here, and then come over here where you see your redstone signal and bring it straight across and hook it up. Then on these 2 blocks right here, I want you to make a little 4x4 coming off of it. And then by this redstone, I want you to put a block underneath and break this one. There. Now we have all the circuit line in place. All we have to do is fill it up. So put a repeater on default here and here. Put a comparator facing out over here, and then one facing in over here. This is a very time-sensitive pulse lengthener right here, so you got to get it right in this location. Fill it up with your redstone, and what it should do is it'll take these blocks, push this one up, then it'll push this one in, and then it'll push them both up right here with this still extended, and this one will still be extended too. So let's give that a test drive. There we go, and what it should do when you release it is it'll take the 1 block off to the side, and that's it. This block will stay up. That's what this half on this side of the circuit is for, is to retrieve this block. So let's move on with the gray line. All right, and now we're going to add in our gray circuit. So I want you to come over here and put a block diagonal to the bottom sticky piston here, and then we're going to make a little reverse L right here. Then bring that also down by a block diagonally and just line these right on up. Once you have that done, I want you to go 1, 2, 3, break that sticky piston with a block on its face, and we're going to put in 3 redstone dusts like that, and then 5 repeaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the circuits here are also important. So 4 ticks of delay here, 1 tick, 4 ticks, 3 ticks, and full delay. We're going to line all that up, and then on this one, we're going to put in this. And it'll extend, but that's just fine for now. What this is to do is be able to make it so when the circuit is fired, it won't do anything on this side, but when it's on the falling edge, it'll pull this block up and it'll extend this where the green circuit will extend it again to grab that block. So next is on to the green circuit. All right, and now I want you to bring this out by 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a block on top of these 2 and then break the other 2. Yes, this is in line with the floor, but these can be any solid block you would want them to be. Now I want you to take this and bring it out by 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Then this one will go up here and out by 1. Do-doop, do-doop. So it's in line with this right here. You can break those. It was just to be able to help you be able to keep your spot and break this one. Then we're going to put redstone in these 3 spots and this one back here. Put a torch, repeater on default, run that into a torch and another repeater on default. Now, while this looks very funky, all it does is it will, when this is powered for a moment, this will turn off real quick, go through here, and turn this off, turn that on to be able to pulse that block once, which should help it grab another block. So let's test that out. Let's get it pushed up, and then it'll bring that block down, go up, and pulse once to grab it. Then all we have to do is line up the orange circuit to pull that back down, and we are done. All right, now time for the final circuit, the orange circuit. I want you to take a block coming off of this that we just placed here, bring it out by another, and then have it go off to the side by 1, 2, and 3, and then off this sticky piston, 1 and 2. Now, from here, we're going to go to the middle here, break that, put a sticky piston with a block on its face. And this is very easy because it's symmetrical. Redstone dust here and here. A repeater set on default, a repeater on 3, a repeater on default, and then a repeater on default. And if we set this back up and we get our little door arch here to be able to show that this works and works well, if we fire this, it'll fill that up. Nice and easy, and then when we fire it again, it'll clean it all up for us. And ta-da, you've built your 1x2 fully flush, fully hidden in the ground 1x2 door. And now let's look into a few more of the applications of how we could use this and the resources. All right, one of the most obvious and simple application of this is that you're able to be right here. You could be indoors, have a nice little area, grand hall or something along those lines. You come over here, flick this switch, and it opens right on up for you to be able to walk into a secret little corridor or something like that. Now, one of the things that I want to point out when you build this is that there are 3 spots that you have to keep in mind when you build around this contraption. First are these. They need to be wooden slabs to prevent from cutting off that line and this line with the blue and purple respectively. And then here you need to put a carpet on top of this. So I recommend making like a grand carpet going in the direction that you want it to go in. So that way you're not, because the repeater's here, you can't put a block down. So that carpet has to be there. Don't worry, you can have it match the other carpets if you were worried. But yeah, you need to do that. Now, another application is to push this back. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, and here's another example of it. So I've pushed this back by 1, had a little bit of decorative. Imagine that this is like the outside of a kingdom wall or something along those lines. You have a lot of supports in an area or something like that. You flick this and the center one folds away for you to be able to walk right on through nice and easy. And so this can also be used in these kind of situations. Now, these are here for a reason. This one, don't worry about it. This one, because of this block right here that's on a sticky piston, you need a support here. You need something to cover that up. This one is for no reason. It's just to match decoratively. Block is needed here and here. This is your move away blocks, piston, piston, repeater, and a redstone. So you need a lot of blocks covered with this. Keep that in mind. It's this one and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. So you need to keep that in mind to be able to ensure that this is covered up. This is hidden away. And one of the best ways is what I was suggesting here, of put down some stairs and be able to hide it all up. You can make it so it's all this is stairs except for maybe just those 3 right here, and you're able to have these also just be stair blocks on the ground. Whatever you want, just make sure it looks good. It doesn't look conspicuous. Like nothing here, like yeah, it might look like it's over supported, but it also looks very decorative. Nothing here is going to draw attention to the fact that it opens up. So there's another application. Now, the final one that I wanted to show you guys is how to be able to add a hidden switch to this, which is very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, break that. And we're going to have it be somewhere along here. So we're going to have a block going right up here, and we're going to have our piston right there to be able, redstone torch right there, and put in a pressure plate. Then if we hide this up some way somehow, if we put a bench there, something like that, we can use the good old-fashioned little, bow and arrow trick. And if you aim it just right, it should activate the system. Now let me see. You might have to come to an angle on it. A little lower. There it is. So it's very specific, and I think that, yep, I missed a redstone here. That's another thing. This thing's very finicky. If you don't build it correctly, it will mess with you. So let me retrieve those. Fills right on back up. Fire an arrow into it. I said fire an arrow into it. It'll bring these back down. You're able to walk on through. It'll eventually do that again and retrieve them. When it does that, it'll fill up. This is what the inside of that looks like. And then you're able to just come over here. There'll be a block there. You're able to shoot through it, and it'll open back up for you from the inside. So that's a way to have a secret hidden input. You don't have to have it, but just an idea. So that's your 1x2 hidden piston door. Let's move on to the resources needed to accomplish this. All right, guys, here are all the resources you need. Here's the 3 sticky pistons from the beginning. They don't really fit in any one circuit, so I decided not to include them in one. So for the blue circuit, you need a lever, 4 repeaters, 5 redstone, a sticky piston. The magenta, 2 comparators, 2 repeaters, 12 redstone. The gray is 6 redstone, 1 torch, 1 piston, 5 repeaters. The lime green is 4 redstone, 2 redstone torches, and 3 repeaters. Then for the orange is 1 sticky, 4 repeaters, 2 redstones, and then overall, all in total, the huge amount of resources you need to build this, sarcasm, is a single lever, 29 redstone, 3 torches, 18 repeaters, 2 comparators, and then 5 sticky pistons, including the 3 over here. So overall, it's very, very light, very easy. There isn't a single resource that's hard to get in this build, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Please remember that you need to have the 2 slabs right here, and you also need to have this one here be a carpet, or else there will be some problems. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below for more redstone tutorials, and I'll catch you guys back here with the next one. All right.